Hi, my name is Don Berg. I'm the founder of Schools of Conscience. I grew up in public schools. From the outside, it would appear that they served me very well. But at some point, I was put on the academic rails that made college the only worthwhile goal. Those rails took me to Reed College, a small elite school in Portland, Oregon, that has an Ivy League reputation. I did not even realize how dismal my life in school was until I could compare it with a different one. In the summer after I graduated from high school, I got my first real job as a counselor at a residential YMCA summer camp in the high desert in Southern California. My campers were aged 7 to 17 and attended for 2 to 9 weeks. Camp gave me a fulfilling, purposeful, and exciting life that was in sharp contrast to the confusing, stressful, and drudgery-filled life provided by schooling. After 3 years of alternating between summer camp and college, I finally took action to follow the passion I had discovered. I got off the academic rails and became a dropout. For the next 20 years, I mostly followed that passion. I became a certified professional nanny. I homeschooled other people's kids for about 5 years. In fact, I have taught children just about everywhere except the formal classroom. After about a decade of careful examination of our education system, I was led to heighten my understanding of politics. My first major contribution was to revive a church social justice program that included helping to start a local homeless shelter and joining a statewide lobbying group that supports socially just laws. During a rough spot after the 2008 recession hit, I then turned professional in politics by becoming a door-to-door canvasser, raising money to protect Mount Hood National Forest. The impact of that recession goaded me to realize 2 things. First, my passion had been transformed. Rather than being driven to serve children directly, my work became about preventing schools from being stressful, confusing trudges through a series of trivial accomplishments. Second, in order to have any influence within the school system, I would need at least 1 college degree. These 2 realizations brought about my resolve to finally finish the degree that I had started. This time as an engaged student with a clear sense of purpose. Through the process of completing my degree in psychology and publishing my thesis research, I identified what had made me so miserable. I was not well served by my early schooling because I had been driven by the system to become a faux-achiever. Fauxchievement is when you do as little as possible to get the achievements offered by the school system, but in a way that diminishes the learning benefits. I went through the motions without being fully engaged, and I was good at it. In fact, there are engagement problems that are pervasive throughout the school system. Dropping out and failing to achieve are well-known engagement problems. Fauxchievement is a major engagement problem too, but it gets no press. Dropouts are physically disengaged from their school. Failures, despite physically engaging through attendance, disengage by behaving in ways that contradict or undermine the classroom activities that are required for achievement. And faux-achievers, like me, despite being physically and behaviorally engaged, are emotionally disengaged from some or all of our studies. The problem with emotional disengagement is that it is an insurmountable barrier to the deep learning that is necessary for mastery. The central problem in K-12 schools today is pervasive disengagement. It is only after students are able to meet their primary human needs that they can become fully engaged. While my primary physiological needs were well supported as a child, those academic rails that I was put on were a problem because I did not have adequate opportunities to meet my psychological needs. Providing support for those primary human needs is the solution to pervasive disengagement. To put it more simply, nurturing is the solution. My organization, Schools of Conscience, is on a mission to build the nurturing capacity of K-12 schools. I recently wrote a book called Every Parent's Dilemma: Why Do We Ignore Schools That Nurture Children? The book includes a policy proposal that lays a solid foundation for addressing the engagement problem. The long-term plan is to create a new system for accreditation that builds on a combination of nurturing and a holistic view of what it means for a school to be sustainable, in all the ecological, educational, and business senses of that term. That long-term plan is the subject of my next book. You can help with the project of building the nurturing capacity of K-12 schools by introducing me or my website to the principal, executive director, or head of a school you are familiar with. Even if you don't know the top person, you may know someone who works at a school. So, if someone's name or face just popped into your head, my request is that you introduce them to me or to my website. Thanks.